sex, life, and tech. If you're 21 or 101, we love them all. Welcome to Age Blind with Nancy AF.
Hey, boys and girls, welcome to Age Blind, where the date on your birth certificate is meaningless because we focus on the things that we have in common rather than the things that divide us. So all this month and next month, we'll be featuring things that relate to the holidays. And it's that time of year where people start gathering around their holiday tables and their screens, big and small. What are they watching? They're watching football. They're watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. They're watching old holiday classics. They may be watching new holiday classics like Home Alone and Love Actually, which frankly aren't that new anymore. They're watching endless Hallmark rom-coms. I saw an estimate that they're going to be something like 40 Hallmark movies this year. So I don't know if that's your jam, but it's really good, light viewing. And there's even a new genre. It's not that new. It's actually called holiday horror. And you could find a whole list of holiday themed horror movies on Rotten Tomatoes. I just had a guest on who is a horror film producer. And even Jack Frost was turned into a killer in these movies. Is nothing sacred? So whether you're on vacation or on PTO, it's a great time to catch up on watching. And maybe reality TV is your thing, and that's kind of its own form of horror. And Hallmark even has a crime channel. So, interesting fact, the holiday box office this year is supposed to reach a whopping $9 billion, which is a post-pandemic high. And that's because of Wicked, Avatar, and the Zoolander sequels. So I think we're living through an era of stuff being just rehashed and repurposed. So I'm super excited about today's guest. Enough about me. Jamie Jaffe. Welcome, Jamie. She's been on my podcast before, and she has an amazing social media community called Binge or Cringe. She's my go-to for anything related to movies, reality TV, or anything you may be watching on a screen, big or small. So welcome, Jamie, back to Age Blind. Happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me again.
Oh, my pleasure. And Jamie and I geek out all the time on Facebook. Whenever I'm thinking of watching something, I reach out to Jamie and I was like, is this worth my time? So I'm actually right in the midst of Ed Gein, which is not really a holiday movie, but I kind of balance that out by watching some of the fluffier stuff, which we'll talk about in a little while. So what are some of your favorite holiday classics? You know, I mentioned Love Actually, which I watch every year. It's a Wonderful Life. I kind of scroll through it every time I see it on. There's the ubiquitous Yule log. So what are some of the things that you love around the holiday season, Thanksgiving and or Christmas and or Hanukkah, Kwanzaa?
Well, Love Actually, I just want to jump in on that. Because of that whole Emma Thompson and the tart that the husband gave the bracelet to, I cannot watch that movie. It's really upsetting. I love The Holiday with Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz, where they swap homes and she goes to London and the other woman goes to, I believe, LA or New York. Anyway, and Jude Law's in it. It's a very sweet story. We were talking about horror movies. Krampus is so good. It's sort of a horror comedy. I don't know if the gentleman who was on spoke about it, but
No,
it
in
is.
fact, it was on the Rotten Tomatoes holiday scary movie list. So yeah. So you would recommend it?
I absolutely recommend it. It's about a boy who is at a Christmas gathering and for some reason brings a demon into their home, a demonic force.
No spoilers, please. Sounds like my family holiday gathering.
Exactly. It's right? It's like the fun and dysfunction. I love Elf, obviously, but I was trying to figure out, I was going back through my things and seeing if there was a movie that I also loved that wasn't from 20,000, whatever, 40 years ago. But the one, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's Hanukkah on Rye, and we can get into the whole Hallmark thing, but it's a Hanukkah story about two people that have rivalry delis, and it's really good. It's really good, and it's the last Hallmark holiday movie I watched was very soapy, but
Was
this
it the
is
one
a
that you
really
and I
fun one.
both watched? Because we could just like fast forward into that.
You
So
wanna talk about it?
my daughters are big Hallmark movie fans. You know, they're light, they're fluffy. If the news is really getting you down, it's good escapist stuff. It's like reading rom-coms, which is another one of my things. And I just saw that Hallmark is coming out with 41 holiday movies this year, which means that the formula is working. So you and I both watched movie number one of this holiday season, which was so, I'll
A
give you a hint.
Royal Montana Christmas.
Real Montana Christmas, so, so cheesy.
It was really bad. It was really, really bad. If they're gonna make 41 of those movies, I don't know that I could handle it, but it's very, it's the thing I love about Hallmark movies is that there's always, like, an arc of redemption at the end. It always winds up at the end that there's hope and there's happiness. It's like Lifetime. But in the same vein, how many princesses, are there that are hanging out in Montana and meet, a cowboy? I mean, I don't understand.
Right, who she'd met when they were, not to spoil it for anybody, but apparently they had met as children. Like
Yeah.
that was the dramatic twist, but I thought she looked much older than he did. I
Yeah.
thought he was, as cowboy or as ranchers go, he was pretty hot.
Well, it's
But
funny
and she
because I
was
didn't wanna
beautiful.
say that, but he was a good-looking guy.
She was beautiful, but she looked like she was 10 years older than he, not that there's anything wrong with that.
I
You
think
know,
I love that actually.
yeah, the whole older woman,
She's 10
younger
years older.
guy thing. Yeah, me too. So this is like a great example of what happens when two movie lovers get together. We dissect everything from reality TV to Hallmark movies as if they are the real world, which is kind of the
Right?
beauty of binging or cringing because it creates a common thread among people. I mean, you and I have never met in real life,
Mm-mm.
but this is what has brought us together. So,
Absolutely.
are you planning on seeing the Wicked Part 2 or Avatar Part 2 or Zoolander Part whatever part it is?
Zoolander, yes. The other 2, I loved the show, The Wicked show. I have not watched the Wicked movie. I know, I know,
The
I know.
horrors.
It's I know, 'cause you know what? I should have gone in the theater, but my friend said everyone was so singing so loud that they couldn't hear the movie, and it was really annoying. So I think it is a good one, and I can watch that.
And
I'll go see that over the
that
holiday.
actually brings up a good point. How do you decide what to watch big screen versus what to watch small screen?
I think now it is what me personally, something that is a great will have a lot of special effects or sounds. Like I just saw the Springsteen movie, Deliver Me from Nowhere, and it was music. So you want to be in that theater quality sound. And then obviously if there's something with incredible special effects, like Superman is coming out and or another
Another
super
Superman.
wait, hold on. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Spider-Man, my apologies.
Spider-Man, yes.
Spider-Man. So, something like that where the special effects are so great, I rather see it on the big screen with quality sound. But I think the thing is, and I don't know if this happens to you, I love, my Netflix and all of my stuff, but unless it's something I'm super engaged in, I wind up scrolling my phone and it's really bad. So I'm trying very hard to put my phone in another room when I'm watching something now because it's distracting.
Oh,
It's
for
just a
sure.
small
I mean, while
screen.
I was watching Ed Gein, of course I was Googling, the real Ed Gein and fact checking what was going on the screen. But obviously, if you're watching a horror movie, that's like a good relief from the horror that's on the screen. But I'm with you. Like when I'm watching a really engaging movie, I put my phone on the other side of the room and leave it face down so that I'm really getting that experience. And when I did move into my new apartment, I did get a bigger TV and a sound bar because I want to have like the big screen experience even in my home. But I still love movie theater popcorn. I like the experience of watching something with other people. And, there are always other single people in the theater. So on the way out, I'll talk to random strangers and we'll have that conversation. Otherwise, I'll just message you on Facebook and go, Jamie just saw blah, blah, blah. What do you think?
We actually started with Binge or Cringe, a movie group. And what's been so nice that it's people probably like 45 and up and a lot of single people. And we've gone to some local movies. I'm trying to roll it out in other cities, but all of these single people have met each other and it's so nice. And obviously I've made new friends, but it was.
Oh, brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. There is a movie group on Meetup here, and I did go to see a couple of films with them, but they were very, very cliquey. They, came in couples, and even the people who were solo were very introverted. So I don't want to get too far off topic. I
Sorry
want
about that, but
That's
it's
fine.
really fun.
This is age blind. This is what we do. We like bob and weave and go around, and then we always come back to the main topic. So some of the old classics like Miracle on 34th Street or It's a Wonderful Life or the ubiquitous Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which I just read like changed networks this year. It was on CBS and it's now on NBC or vice versa. Like who knew that a holiday cartoon was going to be like a sports event where the networks kind of
It's
vied for who got it? What about some of the old black and white classics? Fangirl, not fangirl, binge, cringe?
not a fangirl. Was Sound of Music originally in black and white and they put it into Technicolor? Do you know? Because that to me is one of my favorite older holiday movies.
Oh, I didn't really think of that as a holiday movie. I've always kind of stayed away from it just because of the whole Nazi subtext.
I
But I do
understand.
like Julie Andrews. Yeah, Home Alone. Were you ever a Home
Such
Alone?
a great movie. Such a great movie. And Macaulay Culkin is so awesome in that role. And I always wondered if that's kind of why his career veered off track because he was so typecast. But it's
Yeah.
such a great Joe Pesci. Yeah, it's a
So
win.
I'm encouraging my listeners and my viewers to please, now a little shameless plug. Jamie, you got one in for binge or cringe, but follow me on Substack. It's a silver hair playbook. And sometimes what I'll do is things that we didn't cover in the podcast, I'll put on Substack. So if, for example, you want to find that list of holiday horror movies, it will be there. So like all of the other content that we don't get to talk about, follow me on Substack or follow my blog, Bad Girl Good Business, and you'll find some of the, what do they call it in the movies when it's like the trailers or not the trailers, but like the behind the
Previews?
scenes. Yeah, like sometimes you'll watch a show and then it'll be, oh, like for extra content, like even reality TV, there's like a 90-day fiance
After
thing where you could see like the outtakes from the main episode, which is just weird to me. But yeah, outtakes are hot these days.
right. I love a good outtake or blooper. I like when they add the bloopers.
Yep. Yep. So what else do you plan on watching this holiday season? What are you going to see? What are you going to watch at home? What are you going to watch in theaters?
There's a really great holiday movie coming out on Netflix, which sounds like I would want Meet Me Next at Christmas, which seems like a Love Actually kind of romantic love story. So that'll be out on Netflix. I know that A Court of Thorns is coming out, which was based on the novel by Sarah Maas, and that should be coming out. I don't know if it's coming in December. I believe it's coming into January. As far as a lot of great blockbusters going into the holiday season, there's really not that many things that I thought were that noteworthy, interestingly enough. Vanished is coming up, and that's going to be on MGM, and it's like a romantic vacation gone wrong. And you know that I love a good disappearance mystery. Those are the ones that are coming up. I'm really excited for the Harry Potter series, which is going to be on Netflix, but that will come out probably at the end of 2026.
All right. So
So
something to
that's
look
what we look
forward to. But Jamie, you hit on something really, really great. And then we're gonna like wrap up and do our where you could find me part of the episode, but which we already kind of sprinkled throughout. But I just want to reinforce something Jamie said, which I think is really important, is I end up alone most Christmases. I mean, I celebrate Hanukkah, I celebrate Christmas, I don't yet celebrate Kwanzaa. But when my ex and I when we split up, we decided that I would get Thanksgiving and he would get Christmas. So when my mom was alive, I would go bring her Chinese food on Christmas. And sometimes I wind up solo. And then I just do the Jewish tradition of takeout Chinese food and a great movie in the theater. But I love the fact of if you're alone over the holiday season, but you are a movie fan or a streaming fan, streaming, not screaming, then
leaving.
join Binge or Cringe and join this community of other movie fans who may be alone over the holidays and want to geek out to a good film.
No, absolutely. And, I'll post also some other movies coming up if that helps that you can share with your listeners. But I actually have to say that there is a comfort in sitting on that couch with your Chinese food in your pajamas, especially because I live in a home full of men and everyone's watching football. So I'm literally in my room sequestered and I'm watching my old favorites, Elf. I'll always be a fan of Home Alone, as we talked about. And I'm hoping for some good holiday movies coming up, but so far there hasn't been much coming across my
I
radar.
know. So, let's go back to in that case, just go back to the oldies but goodies. I mean, It's a
Exactly.
Wonderful Life has held up really, really well. And for those Gen Zers who've never even heard of it, check it out. And what's really interesting, and I'm going to be writing about this in my blog, is It's a Wonderful Life was actually a bomb. He pitched the idea. It's like Mad Men, and it didn't get picked up. And so he published it in snippets, much the way Charles Dickens did. And eventually it was turned into a movie, which bombed at the box office. And then it's had this life that has transcended time, which is fascinating.
No,
It's
you know
hokey.
what? I forgot one movie, The Scrooge. I love the Scrooge movies.
The original
All of
Christmas
them.
Carol.
I
Yeah.
still think there's nothing better. It's such a good life lesson, you know what I mean?
Oh,
And I
yeah, and
was
that's a
saying
great
how
project if you're super bored, like, just start with the original, go all the way back to the 1939 Christmas Carol, and then just binge watch up to present day, Bill Murray, and yeah, that's like another great quote unquote "homework assignment" for our bingers and cringers and our age-blind viewers and listeners. So, speaking of which, if you're listening to this or watching it, you probably have found me somehow. The podcast is on Apple, Spotify, wherever you happen to get your audio podcast content. And it's up on YouTube if you'd like to see what we look like. And the reason why my podcasts have been cut down to 20 minutes is that looking at the analytics, most people log off after 17 minutes. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just going to lean into that. And we have 20-minute podcasts going into 2026. So short form content rules. And Jamie, oh, and please follow me on Instagram. It's nancyaf_. Go to my link tree. You'll see all of my content all in one place. And Jamie, pick your poison. Where do you want people to follow you or engage with you?
Sure. We have an Instagram, which is at official binge or cringe. That's great for, you know, pop culture memes and things like that. It's not so serious. Binge or cringe on Facebook. If you just write binge or cringe in the toolbar, it'll come up. And that is really where the big discussion group lives.
Yeah. And it's again, social media, as I often say, the important part of social media is not the media, it's the social. And I think we've proven, because that's how I met you, is that social media can be a great way to build your circle and make new friends who have interests that are similar to yours. And so whether you're 20 watching one of these holiday movies for the first time, or in my case, almost 70 watching old favorites and discovering new ones, remember to be age blind this holiday season and all year round. So thank you, Jamie. Grateful to have you as a guest. Keep on listening and viewing, and peace out.